First, I'd like to thank today's video We ain't got no sponsor, girl. You see how many subscribers I have? Not yet. Anyway, we don't have any sponsors yet, okay? Hi, everyone. I'm so glad you're here, and I want to thank you for clicking on today's video. So, if we're anything alike, you've probably been into natural hair for a very, very long time. And you probably know what a big chop is in reference to natural hair. And maybe even remember when it was almost a trend. I, having experienced my own big chop, remember binge watching these videos, being excited for these women to start on their natural hair journey. I remember being a young teenager looking at the beautiful women taking on what is authentic and true to them. I was excited for them because I knew what my big chop had done for me and how my natural hair journey had blossomed into a journey of self-discovery, acceptance, and love. So I was pretty disheartened to find that quite a few of these ladies, when I was hoping to be met with videos titled, How I Style My TWA, or My Natural Hair Wash Day Routine, I was instead met with videos of how to install a 360 lace front and how to bleach knots. And I know that it's technically none of my business. I'm not someone that they need to impress or make content for. I'm not the reason that they cut all of their hair off for. But again, I saw these videos as inspiring for all Black women. I saw these videos as a sign that we were no longer going to accept this standard of beauty that had been forced on us for centuries. Hair holds weight, and it holds a lot of emotions, a lot of memories, and our past. So cutting it can sometimes be symbolic.
Y'all, I'm trying to keep from crying, so I'm over here laughing. Like Black women, especially, we hold so much power in our hair. So it's like, to cut it, it's just like, you feel as if you're losing power, but you're really taking it back, because it's like, nah, that I put the power in my hair, but I am powerful.
So I saw these women cutting away dead weight, dead ends, and a beauty standard that we never should have accepted, just to then buy it online and put it back on their heads all over again. Now, I obviously am no better, because I made up my mind that once I grew out my hair by being natural, I would then go back to wearing it straightened. And I fully believed that if wigs had been a thing back then and had been as good as they are now, as they were back then, I fully believe I would have worn them until my hair grew out to a length that I would have deemed acceptable. And then, and only then, would I have worn my natural hair out. So because I've been where a lot of these women are, I don't look down on them. I understand. Now, the big chop to wigs pipeline. When the pandemic hit and, most of us were stuck inside, a lot of big chops happened, and instead of videos about learning to care for one's natural hair, there were copious amounts of wig videos. And it saddened me because I knew that these women had chosen to hide instead of break free from something that has held us back. It was heartbreaking to see them not embrace their big chop, their natural hair journey, because again, I knew what my journey did for me. It forced me to get comfortable with myself. It forced me to find beauty outside of long hair, outside of straight hair. It forced me to care for something that God blessed me with. And now I'm in love with my hair. No one can tell me anything about my hair. So at first, I thought that they were only wearing wigs because they weren't comfortable with wearing short hair. But then I noticed that they'd wear short wigs. And that's when it clicked. They didn't like short, natural hair. But I think that the problem is kind of twofold. Number one, they don't see short natural hair as beautiful, and number two, they weren't willing to put in the time that is required in order to learn how to care for one's own natural hair. I personally believe that's why so many naturals returned to the creamy crack. They went back to what they knew and what they felt was easier. And I have to say felt because I've seen the process of relaxing natural hair and of how to prep and install a wig, which we mustn't forget includes prepping the person's real hair. And trust me, none of those processes look any easier to me. I can only agree that learning how to do those processes is easier than the process of learning how to take care of natural hair. And that's really just because there's more knowledge on how to care for or how to perform the process of relaxing hair than there was at the time when, going natural was a lot more popular. There were just a lot more resources and a lot more knowledge in the community. But it's important for us to break away from what society finds acceptable when it comes to Black women and natural hair, especially because it's what's true to us. And I'll be honest, unfortunately, years and years ago, I used to believe that natural hair wasn't for everyone. But how could it not be? How could it not be for you if it's literally what grows out of your scalp? My hair is one of the most natural aspects that I can present about myself to the world. The world isn't going to accept our beauty until we accept it ourselves. But so many choose to pedestalize other groups' beautiful features, qualities. Because Black women don't only wear kinky, coily, curly wigs that match their own hair. No. They wear wigs that are silky straight, and if a wig is curly, it's more so of a wavy curl. This is a clear sign that the problem isn't, oh, I just don't like short hair. This is you don't like your own hair. That leads into another aspect of this situation. There are women that wear these wigs for months at a time. And when it's time for the takedown, where you get to see what's underneath the wigs and the wig caps and the glue, what do you see? You see months of buildup, wig burns, discoloration, no edges, dehydrated, matted hair. What you ultimately see is neglect. And we all know people only neglect what they don't care for or love. And so maybe there's someone asking, well, what about the ones that have long hair under their wigs? I personally still believe that they don't love their hair and they don't take pride in their hair, because although long natural hair is more accepted, they still only wear their long natural hair in between wigs, not the majority of the time. I think that they want to be able to say that they have long hair of their own, and that's it. We need to let go of this very much subject to change standard of beauty and embrace our own. It'll only be when we accept our own beauty that is naturally presented in us that the world will be forced to accept it. But if we keep accepting other people's ideals of beauty, we're just going to be stuck in this never-ending cycle of downplaying our own and hiding what actually contributes to our beauty. And I don't believe that Black women realize that what grows out of their scalp is what matches them, what really causes them to stand out, what really looks amazing on them and gives them pretty privilege. People aren't going to walk by and say that you look pretty because of the wig that you're wearing. They'll walk by and just see you, all of you, and tell you that you're beautiful. I watch a lot of Tatiana White's videos, and she's so right about our natural hair being our key to pretty privilege. It's funny because I, of course, have my own days where, I'm thinking this is a bad hair day and my hair doesn't look as good as I would hope that it did. But I still get compliments from men and women. Like, do you hear what I'm saying? On days where I'm thinking I don't look as presentable as I would like to look in reference to my hair. But I still went out because of what I learned from big chopping my hair twice. I learned that, I couldn't let a bad hair day stop me from enjoying myself, stop me from living life, stop me from going outside. And so the fact that these women don't embrace that and just throw a wig on it saddens me. I really am hoping that more Black women return to their natural hair in the future. And with all that being said, I hope you guys are having a good morning, noon, or night, and I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.